Today, we're going to help you guys get more kills on Rebirth Island and set a PR. Let's get into it. You guys want to get more kills and get more wins on Rebirth Island. I'm going to help you guys do exactly that. As we take a look at somebody's gameplay here, his name is Indo, one of my Twitter followers, submitted his gameplay, looking to get a little bit more better, also looking to drop a PR potentially on Rebirth Island. And he's sitting right around a 1KD, I believe. And most of the people that I talk to sitting around a 1KD average, you know, around like 7 to like 15 kills a game. And they're really just looking to hit their PR, whether that be, you know, a 15 kill game, a 20 kill game, maybe their first 25 or even 30. I'm gonna help you guys do exactly just that, hopefully bumping up your PR by a few kills here today. As you see him get the first kill here at Control Center, the very first thing I want to talk about as he takes some fire here and disengages, creating some space, which is always good as soon as you get shot, backing up, creating space to get those plates off, as he does a great job of right here. Let's go ahead and see if this enemy pursues him. He does, and he goes ahead and gets kill number 2 with 42 up. So one thing to focus on right here as he drops in control, the first thing I want you guys to think about is your landing locations. The very first thing of the game, where are we going to land? Your landing location, if you want to drop high kill games, needs to be 2 things. It needs to be 1, a high traffic area, which is, you know, control center, prison, headquarters, living quarters, whatever it may be. It needs to be a high traffic area. And 2, you need to consistently land there. And both of those are very important. Here he gets kill number 3, 39 up. Pretty good pace for 1KD. The guy looks pretty solid here so far. But 2 things there: high traffic location, and it needs to be consistent. Why does it need to be consistent? You need to consistently be landing at the same spots over and over, because you want to know exactly where the loot locations are, and you want to know your terrain as you move around your location. The next thing I want to talk about is pace of play. As you move throughout the map, it needs to be quick. You need to not spend a lot of time looking for players. As you see, he's looking for a player here. He has about $5,000 to his name. He doesn't know where an enemy is. He does think somebody's here left with him at control. What I probably would have suggested doing is running up to the radio tower right away, popping that UAV, and keeping that pace of play going fast. He got 3 early kills. That's great. But pace of play is everything with high kill games. It needs to be bang, 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 one after another kills. As he looks for his 4th guy here, he finds him right here on the stairs. And he goes ahead and takes him out right there. So now he's got 4 kills, 38 up, and he has still about $5,000. Not enough to buy a loadout. Right here, if I go ahead and check, and I think control's clear. Once again, I think he goes up here and pops this control tower. So there you go. He pops the control tower right there. The UAV is showing somebody underneath him, as you guys see on the mini map. So he goes ahead, takes... Oh, doesn't take that guy out. There you go. Go ahead and gets kill number 5 with 37 up. Once again, pretty good pacing, but the pace of play needs to be electric. It needs to be quick. Now that he knows everybody's gone, he's going to go ahead and look for another kill, which is great. I don't think he had his gun reloaded there. So he gets his kill swooped, but he knows somebody's in the tent here. So now, instead of waiting for this guy, I think it's important just to keep that pace of play up and just fly right away. You don't even need to think. You just need to go. You need to get in engagements right away. You need to put pressure on your opponents. So as he pursues this last guy, he hears him in the corner, takes him out pretty easily. But look what happens here. He gets flashed. And right here is a really big learning lesson for a lot of you guys. And it's so small, it's so subtle. A lot of people don't think about it, but let me help you out right here, what he could have done differently. So as you can see right here, he gets flashed, and what does he do? It's something that is very, very subtle, but it can make such a big impact if he's able to fix this. And this goes for you guys too, okay? It's a great learning lesson right here. He gets flashed. Because he got flashed, he doesn't have the audio cues of where somebody's running. So he doesn't know which side the guy's coming from. If he would have remembered, he did just come from that right side. So most likely the enemy's not over there because he just cleared that side out, but he could be coming from the right side. He does end up peeking this right side, but no matter what, even if he doesn't know which side he's peeking from, he is hugging this doorway too. Let's pretend like this is an actual door seal of this tent here. Let's pretend there's a door seal on it. He's hugging the door seal way too close with his aim. As you can see, he recenters it a little bit, but he's hugging way too tight to the right side. The problem with this is it's so easy to break cameras in Call of Duty. It's one of the mechanics that people get hurt on all the time as they die. And what breaking cameras is whoever peeks first, is called peeker's advantage as well. Whoever peeks you first is able to see you before you're able to see them. So that's why you always want to stay on the aggression. You see players getting really high kill games. They're flying around, they're pursuing people. And if you're stuck in this corner, you just got flashed, you want to be a little bit harder of a target to hit, but you also want to take his aim right here, and he should have bumped it a little bit to the right. Or sorry, he wants to bump it a little bit to the left. Obviously, the guy comes from the left side, so it didn't really matter here. But even if a guy came from the right side, even if he's walking by him, this guy's going to be able to see him sooner, and he's not going to have his aim ready where it really should be. What you want to do is you always want to give yourself a little bit of buffer towards the inside, meaning you want to aim right here instead of so close to the right, because you're not going to see this guy as soon as you want to see him. He's going to see you before you see him. So as he comes around, you're going to have this centering a little bit better. Obviously, this guy comes from the left side, doesn't matter. But having the center a little bit more towards the center of the alley or the doorway, and then also moving left and right, being a little bit tougher of a target to hit. The next thing I want to talk about here is cycling. So as you see, he just died. He came back in, and he has this little countdown timer. Once this hits 0, he has an active redeploy in solos. You guys know, as soon as that thing hits 0, he's able to come back after he dies. What cycling is basically when you kill his opponents. Can't really use it for an example right here, but when you kill your opponents and you want to get high kill games, don't kill them as soon as they fly back in. It happens a lot. I get stuck at the top of prison and people fly back in all the time. You kind of just want to take them out right away. But if you're going for high kill games, you want to keep a lot of players alive in the lobby. So that means letting them hit the ground, get their redeploy in, and then recycling them. That's why we call it cycling. You're able to kill them multiple times before they're kicked out of the game for good. So focus on cycling. I can't really make a point of it right here, but I wanted to make sure I made that known. For high kill games, cycling is super important. If you're flying and people keep flying into the same location that you just killed them in, let them come back, let them get that redeploy, and you can cycle them for more kills. All right, so he goes ahead and breaks the armor of this guy up here. He only got an assist right there, so he knows one guy's above him. And he actually does a pretty good job of centering, which is our next point. Let me go ahead and back this up a little bit for you guys. So the next point is centering. And what centering is this white dot right here. You want to put that at the most high traffic locations, or where you hear or where you think your enemy is going to be as you move around the map. Now, he knows he just damaged the guy up above him. He knows there's only one guy left because he got the assist. And now he knows there's somebody in this office. He probably thinks he's in this corner, or maybe he heard him with his audio cue. So he's going to go ahead and keep this white dot here, which is the center of his screen, centered to where he thinks the enemy is. As you can see, he's up in that corner. He has great centering. He doesn't have to move his gun around or recenter on his target very much. He kind of assumes where he's going to be, and then he has that centering perfect there. He doesn't really have to re-aim on his target. So as you can see right here, he picks up kill number 8. There's 27 up. Once again, going back to the location right here, as he gets another kill there for his 9th kill. Going back to the locations here, the really high traffic locations, when you're kind of up by prison, if you're going for high kill games, there's usually a lot of people landing in their headquarters, typically a little bit more sweaty players, but there's a lot of traffic over there. So if you're going for high kill games, maybe towards the top of the map would be a little bit better. He goes ahead and pursues a guy right here. I'm going to turn up the audio because if I remember right, this is a good learning lesson that I think we can take away. So he hears the guy. Unfortunately, so this is a little bit tricky. Let me back this up. Unfortunately, he doesn't know the guy's coming up the stairs right here. He thinks the audio's above him, which is fine. The audio really is not good in this game, so it's really easy to mess that up. But here's something I would have done differently if I did think my opponent was above me. Right here, if he thinks he's really close, obviously you can hear the footsteps coming in. Footsteps sound really close. So even if he's above or below, it doesn't matter here. I don't think the nade is the best option for this one. If you think a guy's right above you, you really want to be very unpredictable as you move around the map. Maybe slide back inside, pop back out, see if he's peeking you yet, or slide up the stairs and do as he did in the last kill that I showed you with that centering as he moved up those stairs. Maybe center around where you think the guy's going to be. I don't think a nade is a good option here. It looks like he's going for the target. Maybe he thought the guy was in the tower, but as you can see from the audio cues, he's either right above him or right below him. The footsteps are loud. You're not going to hear footsteps from that guy's tower. So instead of nading here, I probably would have just centered up top looking for a kill, or maybe tried to bait my guy out from peeking and just kept peeking out that door and looking above me. I don't think the nade was the right move here, even if the footsteps did mess up here. As you can see, kind of screwed him up right there. Ended up getting taken out. All right, so now he just died. Fine, whatever. He sees the opponent run back into this tower. Now, what you want to do, if you're going for really high kill games or fast pace of play, go ahead and land on your guns right away if you think you have enough space. Obviously, the guy just ran in here, so he's probably going up the tower, or even if he's back in here, he still has time to drop down and get his guns. But it doesn't look like he does that. He kind of misses the ledge. Is kind of distracted from the last kill, picks up some random guns. I think his guns were right down there all along, so he kind of just lost track of that. And one thing right here, going back to the pace of play, we're always going to talk about pace of play because it is so important when talking about getting high kill games. He goes back, draws back, grabs a rocket launcher, shoots it up at the tower, looking for some hit markers just to know where that guy went. He thinks he climbed up the ladder like we talked about earlier. Honestly, right here, he's kind of just wasting time. And with high kill games, and then there you go. You see him die right there as he's looking for a tower camper. The biggest mistake people get is getting focused on one guy, and especially when they're in towers. Now, let me tell you, I cannot stress this enough. Do not go for tower campers for 2 reasons. 1, they slow down your game. Actually, 3 reasons. 2, you could die right there and get third partied while you're looking to kill somebody else. But 3, most likely, if they're camping in a tower and they're not moving, they're really just a waste of time, and they're probably not that good of players, and you don't mind them being in your end game. Move on from tower campers, keep your pace of play high, and look for other kills on the map. All right, so as he moves on right here, he's got 9 kills, 20 people up, now 19. He's looking for the enemy, sees him on the right side of his screen, and this is something that I want you guys to pay attention to. As he breaks his shield, I want to talk about pursuit angles, okay? So you always, just like chess, you want to be 1 step, 2 step, 3 steps ahead of your opponent. And right here, pursuit angles come into play. When you break shields, most likely your target, at least if they're a good player, I don't think it happens here, but if they're a good player, if your enemy is a good player, they will try to space themselves from you as much as possible. What you want to do is your pursuit angles, you need to be cutting down angles. Just like if I was a cornerback cutting down a wide receiver out in football, I need to pursue him as if he's trying to run away from me. And for me personally, if this was a good player, he breaks shields, he's probably going to be running back this way. So I personally am probably going to be cutting him off from this left side or going into this building to try to cut him off. Pursuit angles are huge here, especially when talking about pace of play. Every step matters. Pursuing this guy, maybe not going around this right side and chasing him, but pursuing him through this left side of the building is probably what I would have done and what is probably most effective against good players that are going to try to space themselves out. Now, as you're going to see right here, he goes around the right side, and for some reason, this guy just came back. He didn't have shields. He didn't have nothing. The guy came back for, I'm not really sure what reason. Maybe he was going after that chest or something and didn't really space himself. But I think that's just a good learning lesson for you guys. Pursuit angles and how you approach your enemies as you're chasing them down. You broke their shields. You have the plate advantage. Pursuing them by trying to cut them off is going to keep that pace of play high and you getting kills very quickly. All right, so as you see right there, he just grabbed his loadout guns. He realizes, oh no, my guns were there all along. I didn't need to waste time going back there to get my loot. Sometimes that just happens, a little brain fart or whatever. But right here, you can see he's got 10 kills with 18 up. All right. He gets a kill there. He hears somebody to his left side. Almost died there, and realistically probably should have died right there. Let me go back to our point about centering, and this is so big right here. So I want you guys to pay attention. Maybe I'm going to turn this up so you guys can hear it too. If you guys have headphones, you'll know what I'm talking about, but I'll try to aid it through what I'm talking about as well. He gets his first kill. Centering is really good. He goes around this right side. It's pretty centered. He doesn't have to re-aim or anything. Now listen really quick what happens. So look, as he approaches the first guy, he actually has really good centering, doesn't have to re-aim on that guy's good centering. But look what happens right here. He hears footsteps to his left side. Okay, you hear that? He hears footsteps to his left side, so he for sure knows somebody is on the left side. What he does with his centering, this is where he makes the mistake and almost dies. His centering is middle to even the right side. Like, it should have never gone over here. He had footsteps to the left side and it goes to the right side. The centering is so important. He should have, as soon as he entered that doorway, had his centering at least to the left side down here, or maybe over this entry where he knows the guy could jump up on. Once again, he also told me that he doesn't know the map very well. He doesn't play Rebirth very much. So this could have played a part in this, but using your audio cues and focusing your centering where you think the enemies are going to be is very huge. And unfortunately, he's just right side justified here, but almost ends up costing him this fight.
Oh my gosh.
So centering and using your audio cues are really important. That's the point right here. All right, so he hears shots up above. He's gonna go ahead and pursue this. Looks like he's dropping in, looking for that kill. He knows somebody's around here somewhere. And he finds them right there. Actually, really good centering. Wasn't looking at the ground, wasn't looking in the sky, wasn't looking at the wall, had it right towards that doorway right there. Guy ends up running through the doorway, takes him out. He's now on 13 kills with 11 up. And this is actually where I think he starts to slow down a little bit. I'm not sure if he gets another kill until the very last one of the game. We're going to see something very important right here, and another good teaching point for you guys. Even late game, you still can be kind of aggro if you play this smartly. So he clears out the building right here. He knows there's nobody even with him. There's nobody really in his building. And he finds somebody right here. He breaks this guy's shield. It looks like a sweaty rose skin back there behind the truck. He breaks this guy's shield. And now that he has 3 shields right here, he clearly has the plate advantage. The guy's probably two or three shot away from dying. And instead of pushing this guy, he actually waits back in the building. Not a terrible play, but if you're playing aggro, what I would have done personally, you have the map in the circle to the left side. Most of the people are probably to your left side. I would have pursued this and attacked this guy from the right side of the truck, using the truck as a barrier from any shots coming in from the left side where I know the rest of the map's going to be. And I would have pursued this guy to put the pressure on him. Putting pressure on your opponents is so key when going for high kill games, or just getting kills in general and staying alive. This could have made the difference between him winning or losing the game if this Roskin played it right. As you can see right here, he's still taking shots. He clearly has a plate advantage. He has full plates. He could have pushed that. Instead, he kind of disengages and plays the rotate instead. He waits for him to come out. And by this time, I think he lost him. He doesn't know where he's at. So like I said, if that's a good player back there, he could have swooped in, had a gas mask, come up behind him and killed him later in the game. He isn't able to take him out there. But luckily, I don't think it comes back to bite him. He starts to hear these guys engage here in a second. Boom, right there. There's some arrows. It's a little bit blurry for you guys probably, but there's some arrows pointing down on the mini-map, meaning there's enemies underneath him. And then right here, he hears a snipe. There's a guy above him. So now he's kind of sandwiched in the floors between the last enemies. And so really staying on the middle floor is probably the best play to do right here, unless he wanted to pursue the top guy and create some space from the guys underneath. But I think staying on the middle floor is not a bad play here, and something he actually does really good that you guys can get from this, from zones that are moving in, is he seals the zone off. So let me go back and show you exactly what I mean by sealing the zone. So he knows there's a guy above him and there's guys below. He also knows there's stairs right here that is going to have access to his floor. So what he does in this moving zone, as you can see up here in the mini map, it's moving to his left and the zone is moving in. He wants to make sure nobody's going to maneuver around these stairs to get on his floor to kill him, shoot him in the back. So what he does is he clears the zone and goes ahead and waits there until the zone passes the stairs. So as you can see, he knows nobody's coming on my floor now unless they have a gas mask. They make a crazy play. He knows nobody's there. 2 people left fighting underneath him. He's going to go ahead and push that. If there's 2 people, he knows he can third party this for the easy win right there.
I played that one a little ratty at the end, but...
And there you have it.
Hey,
he says he played it a little ratty. He might have a little bit, but it was also smart as he sealed the zone off. Hey, props to Indo. Thank you for letting me use your gameplay. If you guys enjoyed today's gameplay and breakdown, if you want to see more of these, make sure to comment down below. Like the video if you guys did enjoy. And until next time, we'll see ya.